Chanel bags tarnishing is a thing, and I will show you up close. Today's video might make you paranoid, so be prepared. I was in the middle of filming a completely different Chanel video for you guys when I discovered that my new bag was rusty. It's tarnished at the top too. Oh my god! After I took it out, guess how many times? Let's go. Today we will be deep diving into the world of Chanel, or classic double flap and wallet on chain to be specific. I will share the pros and cons to each of my bags and my 2 cents on whether or not I'd buy one today. And very valuable bonus info on buying pre-loved is waiting for you at the end, so be sure to stick around. Let's start with I'm no old lady but I want to look like one, aka the classic flap. This is my pride and joy, and the reason for that is mainly because I got it over 8-9 years ago. So this bag is in a size medium. It is black caviar gold hardware, and this bag was $4,950 when I purchased it. This specific one is made in France. It is also a double flap with burgundy interior, and it is stuffed with my old winter hats, which I don't use because I don't live in New York anymore. So the price for this beauty was $4,950, and it is $10,200 today plus tax, so over $11,000 here in LA. I will be honest with you right away. The reason I went for this bag is because it was so highly reviewed and so heavily promoted by YouTubers. Everybody and their cat had a Chanel classic flap, and I felt like I was missing out on life, that I wasn't a cool kid on the block. And back in the day, I felt like I wanted to keep up with trends and I wanted to be cool, even though I wasn't on YouTube or anything like that, and I didn't have the audience to review my bag to, but I still wanted to look cool because I lived in LA, and hey, everybody had one. So I wanted to go for the most classic size that fits everything I need. So I decided to go for the medium. I also was interested in a jumbo, and I was eyeing the jumbo in red lambskin. Oh my gosh, that bag looked so big on me, but I was paranoid about the lambskin, and everybody on YouTube seemed to warn me against the lambskin. So I actually listened, which now I regret, and let me tell you why. Because you need to buy what makes you happy, and if I got that red lambskin, yes, it would be more worn in, it would be more soft, it would have lost its shape, but I would have been more happy with that bag. It would bring me more joy, I would use it a lot more, and I would probably still be using it today. This bag does not get any use now. However, when I first got it, I took it to the beach. It was covered in sand, in sunblock, you name it. It was at some point completely matte. It's still pretty matte. Like it's shinier here, like the back pocket and in the back, but not here, because I actually wear my bag with the flap towards me. I have this thing, for whoever knows, and I would always wear my bag with the flap towards me. That was my thing, and I just didn't care what anybody thought. And the reason I don't want to buy a new one is, no, it's not the price increase. Because if I really wanted something, and knowing that the prices go up constantly, I would save up and I would get it if I really, really, really wanted one. But $5,250 in price increase in 8.5 years, that is a lot. That is a lot, but I can understand it if, for example, the inflation makes the supplies more expensive, the labor is more expensive, and the quality is great and it stays the same. But no inflation or wages increases can justify such a jump in price. It's over 100%, so that is not okay. That is a little steep, and I just don't feel, here is the actual reason, that the quality is the same. Because now the stitching around is absent on most Chanel classic flaps. Some wallet on chains have it. This medium Chanel classic flap doesn't have the stitching anymore around. Or where am I looking? What stores do I go to? Because some of you told me, no, the stitching is there. It is not in my Chanel. So please help me in the comments down below to understand. Some of you Chanel connoisseurs, please shed light on the stitching issue. Share your thoughts, share your experiences. I know you stand up for Chanel. I know you value your brand, and I know you will stick with it until the day you die. There is no judgment. We only want to learn. Please subscribe to my channel. We mainly talk about jewelry, luxury, designer jewelry. So my conclusion for why I do not buy a Chanel classic flap, a new Chanel classic flap, it's because overall they feel lighter, flimsier, and they just overall lack that quality feel. Now let me know if you agree with me, and if you have noticed watching tons of videos on YouTube about Chanel quality decline. Let me know if that's something that is putting you off buying into the brand and spending your hard-earned money onto this. But not this, because I got lucky, because this is a very good quality, the stitching is perfect, the corners are in a perfect condition, so I'm very happy I have this one, but it's a one and done type of situation. Moving on, next. I want to look rich but don't have money, so I bought a wallet on chain, and now I look like a prostitute who isn't very good at BJ's, aka wallet on chain. This was my Valentine's gift from February 2021, so it's 3.5 years old. I took it out exactly 3 times, and it is black caviar and champagne hardware. So I got it in Vegas. Oh, my old wallet. Because it looked very spacious for a tiny mini bag, and mini bags were very much in then. So I felt like, wow, the caviar is very fine, very glossy. It's a little bit different. It's extremely soft, so I really loved that. This is champagne hardware, but it looks silver in real life, so I didn't know it was champagne color until they told me. But I really wanted silver hardware because I felt like that looks more badass, and that was kind of, well, that's always what I want. It still has the protective plastic on the magnetic closure and on the zipper, so let's remove it together.
I didn't know it was there. In my defense, I took it out only a couple of times, 3 times, so I didn't notice. But okay, it's gone.
It didn't take me long to realize that this bag doesn't fit a lot. I need to dismantle my wallet to be able to save space. I need to bring a thin lip gloss instead of a Fenty one, and I can fit 1, maybe 2 poopy baggies for my son Johnny. And when I go out, I bring my phone, and I don't want to lose it, so I would prefer my bag to fit my phone. But at that time, I did not really see it as a problem. So that was my bad. The classic wallet on chain actually fits a lot more because it's longer. But again, in my defense, see how much room it offers when you stuff it. Okay, another thing, and don't be grossed out because it's not used, but I have to bring floss literally like this because it wouldn't fit a floss. Like a thin floss. Like seriously, this is what I had to deal with. I was filming something completely different for you guys when I realized that this bag has tarnished hardware. So the bottom part has the interlocking CCs have 2 dark spots, that's the tarnish. And then at the very top, right where the CCs interlock again, I'm trying to show you. So I'm trying to show you the top part, the tarnish at the top of the CCs. This is the last drop. I am not buying from Chanel anymore because this is unacceptable. I live in LA. There is barely any rain here, so there was no rain, no humidity, no fog, none of that here in LA when I took this bag out for 3 times. 1 time it was in Vegas, it was in a hotel, and twice in LA. So there you have it. I hope you can see it clearly. I am trying my best. Let me know in the comments down below if you saw this because I'm not wearing my glasses. It is very visible in person. It is very dark, but because the CCs shine, the metal shines all around, it kind of blurs. Isn't the whole point of these luxury things to make us happy, well, you, my friend, don't make me happy anymore. I'm showing this bag to you in the light because it's very hard to see the tarnish when you actually have a light, bright shining at the bag. But the softest caviar on this leather is what made me get it. It's just really, really soft and buttery, and it's really fine. Yeah, you can see the bag is brand new. Another thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that the flaps on these wallets are crooked on most of them, like so in the stores, and they're very flimsy. So when I saw this one, it was more sturdy than the rest, and that's why I got this one. But they are all crooked like this, and you can see it for yourself when you visit Chanel boutique. Even if they even them out for a minute to be sitting on the shelf evenly, you can open, close, and you will see the issue. Another issue with this bag. I am officially done with Chanel. But wait, what about Preloved? Well, let me tell you a little story. I was in San Diego and I stopped by their Fashion File boutique. It was 6-7 years ago. It was a while back when the shopping tote was discontinued. It was discontinued a day before I decided to get it, or a week before. So the second it gets discontinued, and this is my luck, I want it and I have to have it. So I went to their boutique and I saw one. At that moment, I felt like the stars aligned, the lady luck was sitting on my shoulder. I felt like everything, it's just the angels were singing in my head. It was in black, caviar, and silver hardware, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. The quality seemed so nice. The corners looked pristine. But before paying for it, I wanted to examine it a little closer. So I put my hand into this pocket, and that pocket on that tote is bigger. It's spacious, it fits a reasonable amount of stuff. So I put my hand in there, and I pull it out, and now I have these flashbacks. I had acrylic nails. And I had so much crumbs underneath my nails. So much dirt and crumbs and little lint and hair underneath my acrylic nails. And if you've ever had them, you will be the one to know that when they grow out, there are these little crevices and indents where stuff can dig and go and to be never found again and never ever pulled out of there again. So I bought the bag. I'm kidding, I didn't buy the bag. The entire ride home, I was thinking about what had just happened. Trying to imagine the face behind that crime scene of a bag. What baggage did she carry through her life? Did she bring smoked fish in it to a movie theater? Did she put it on the floor in a public restroom? And others thought it was a trash bin and threw tampons in it. But she didn't mind because she secretly loved sniffing them at home. Did she hit her boyfriend with it after he ate half of her breakfast bucket of chicken? Those were the questions running through my mind. That night, I will never forget. I had a dream I had sex with Chuck Norris. Anyway, that experience ruined me for the pre-loved market. And there is no way. It's just such a traumatizing for a germaphobe. My bad is that I assume that everybody is a germaphobe like me. Everybody wants to keep their things tidy and looking as new as possible because they come from a poor mentality. But I feel like people with abundance mentality just don't really care and don't. And again, I'm generalizing here, obviously, everybody is different. I asked them before I left that, hey, don't you vacuum the bag? Don't you clean the bag before you put it up for sale? And they said, absolutely no. We buy it and we sell it. We do not clean, vacuum, dust the bags. No. And I could understand if it's a professional cleaning using chemicals, maybe it could jeopardize the quality, longevity, the leather of the bag, the polish, whatever. But if it's just dusting it out or using a lint roller, like I do every time I bring my hairbrush and I think there might be a hair in my Neverfull in Damier Band, which I absolutely love, I use my lint roller. That's it, or I shake the bag out. But I've learned my lesson. I cannot assume that everybody else is the same and takes care of their belongings as well as I do. So, pat on the back for me. If you found this video entertaining, interesting, or helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below, leave your thoughts, please, hit the notification bell, and I will see you Sunday, Tuesday, I don't know, you need to subscribe to find out. Bye guys! And I wanted to quickly show you this bag. It's pretty matte and the caviar is very chunky. It's more glossy and shiny here on the back, but I don't mind it. It is a very nice sturdy bag. It kind of lost its shape on the sides, but it doesn't really bother me because you can't really see it. See, it's like bulging out slightly on this side and none on this. So when you have stuff in it, it looks very, very good. It doesn't have any wear on the corners. And I've had it for a very long time, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I only used this bag. Look how scratched the hardware is, but there is no tarnishing, and that's the bag for you from 9 years ago. Well done Chanel in the past, unfortunately.